What I want to do today is just basically show you yoga poses, so when you hear the words you'll be a little familiar with them. So I'm just going to show you the poses. I don't intend you to do this with me. We'll put up a video a little later on of a beginner's yoga flow that you can do. I just want you to learn these poses. Stand with your feet rooted in the ground, your hands pointed out. This is Tadasana, or some people call this mountain. Bring your hands up, breathe in. This is also called mountain, or just putting your hands straight up. You'll find that there's different yoga terms for everything because it's in different countries. It's all over the world, and so everybody's going to call it something a little bit different. And this is bring your hands to heart center. A lot of yoga poses start out this way. And then another standing pose that you hear a lot is warrior. Well, there's several different warriors. I'll go over a couple of them here. You'll put one foot forward and one foot back. That back foot is pointed out so you're stable, because if you point it forward, you'll lose your balance. So the back foot is out, the front knee is bent, not out over your toe, but just kind of at a 90-degree angle like that. That back foot is out and rooted. Your hips and shoulders face forward, face the front leg, your arms up, and your eyes up at the ceiling. That's warrior one. And then from warrior two, you can just swing that back arm back, make your arms level, face that, turn your face toward your front middle finger, gaze at that middle finger. The leg is in the same position as warrior one, but your hips and shoulders this time are turned to the side. And so it's going to look like this from this direction. And then you're just gazing forward. That's warrior two. So we go from 1, 2, warrior 3, you just bring that back arm forward, lift that back leg and you're balancing. Warrior 3. Also from warrior 2, you can go into reverse warrior, which your legs and feet are the same, very grounded. You're just going to drop that back arm to your thigh, lift that arm up and lift your gaze up. That's reverse warrior. And then another warrior is extended side angle, where you just bring that arm to that front thigh, bring your arm over and make a straight line from the top of your fingers down to your toes. And then your gaze is looking up towards your hand. So that's a bunch of the warriors right there. Another warrior that feels so good is humble warrior. You just drop your hands and bend down like that. That's a kind of hard one to get into if you're just first starting yoga, so we probably won't be doing that one for a while. But one, 2, and reverse are very, very common. So you'll see those warriors a lot. Another pose you can get into from warrior 1 or 2 is triangle. So you'll be in your warrior pose, and then when they say triangle, just straighten that front leg, lean your body forward, and tilt. And your gaze is up to your top hand. And you're not trying to reach the floor, because that would cause your shoulders to face the floor, and you want your shoulders to face the side. So that's triangle. We're going to come up. And usually between poses, you just take a big breath in. Center yourself, breathe. Feels good. Okay, another standing pose is airplane, where you're just, it's kind of a balancing pose. You just put all your weight on your right leg, lift that back leg, your arms are out at your side. You look at the floor. And then you've all heard of tree. In tree, we'll put our weight on our left leg. And when you're doing balancing poses, you can just lift and lower your toes and kind of grab the mat with your toes, shoulders back, chest open. And then you're going to put, you can just like leave your toes on the floor, or put them on your calf, put them up on your thigh, however you want for tree. And then you calm and ground yourself, breathe, and then grow your branches. And you're in tree. Another balancing pose is the peace pose, where you just make peace finger with your right hand. Again, put all your weight on that left leg, Get that left leg grounded, and then with your peace fingers, grab that big toe of your right foot. And then you can use that left arm for balancing, or you could put it on your hip. Make a mudra, whatever you feel like doing. You can pull that leg out if you want. Pull it to the side. There's all kinds of poses you can get into from here. Another balancing pose is eagle. This time we'll put all of our weight onto our right leg. And then you just want to squinch down a little, make sure your knees are soft. And then wrap that left leg around and wrap that right arm under. The left arm goes under. Or you can just put the backs of your hands together, or wrap it all the way around, whatever you want. It's a very, very grounding pose. I really like eagle. I like to do eagle at the beginning of the balance exercises because it gets me good and grounded, where I can focus on balancing and not fall over, because I have horrible balance. That's something that I have to work on every day. One of the main poses you're going to do in yoga is downward dog, downward facing dog, down dog. To do that, you're just going to try to put your hands and your feet on the floor. Sometimes your heels might be up, your heels might be down, but you want to make sure that your entire hands are down. Your palms are down, your fingers are down, your head is just hanging down. Knees soft. Just try not to ever lock your knees. Just try to always keep them a little soft, or you'll pull your knees. And that's down dog. Down dog's a good resting pose to get into. So when people say down dog, that's what they mean. And then a fold, halfway lift, fold. Forward fold is very, very common yoga poses. So what you'll do, you'll probably start from up here, and then you'll exhale all the way down as far as you can go without hurting yourself. And you're just going to keep your knees soft, but just let your head hang heavy. Sometimes your hands just might be able to go here. You might just be able to go here. That's fine. If you want to, you can use a block to put under right here. I have a block right here. I'll show you how to use it. These are only $2 or $3 at Walmart's for one of these blocks. You can just get it and just bend over here, and then later on you'll be able to turn it sideways and put it here, and then later on you'll be able to touch it here, and then pretty soon you'll be able to touch the floor. And it'll happen a lot quicker than you think it will. If you practice a little yoga every day, you'll be surprised at how quickly your flexibility will increase. So from forward fold, we do halfway lift, which is come up halfway, lift your head, your neck, pull your shoulders back. Your back is flat, and you can either touch your shins or just hang there. And then usually you do another forward fold after that. Another good exercise, especially for lower back pain, is called ragdoll. And you probably already do this yoga pose and don't even know that you're doing it. But your feet are just about hip distance apart. You kind of do a forward fold, but don't go all the way down. You grab your elbows, and then just let your arms swing, let your head swing, your neck. Really, really, really good for your back. And then we'll just go ahead, and I'm going to come down to my hands and knees to show you cat and cow. Now for cat, it's going to be like you are an angry cat, and you're arching your back. You tuck your head down, and you breathe out. And for cow, you're going to sway your back and look up and inhale. So cat, cow, and that way you really loosen up that spine for when you start to do some spine poses. Another pose in yoga that I really, really like is mermaid. And for mermaid, you're going to put your left leg out, cross that other leg over till your knee is up. Put the opposite elbow from that knee to the outside, or if you can't do that, just grab it with your hand. It's just, we're going to twist out our organs. That backhand is down behind you, your fingers pointing away from you. And then you're just going to twist. I use my elbow to push against my knee, or you can use your hand to push against your knee just to increase that twist. Look over your shoulders pulled back, neck is long. Really, really good twist. I have to do the other side. So pulling that knee over, opposite arm, that elbow pushing against that knee, my fingers behind me, away from me, and twist, lengthening my neck, my spine, wringing out those organs. It's always good to have a twist somewhere in every yoga that you're doing. Another one for your core is called boat or Navasana. And in boat, there's so many ways to do it. You lean back, you're on your rear. You can leave your toes down, but your arms are stretched out, your palms pointed up. And then you're going to lift your feet if you can, or lift one foot. If there's any strain on your back or neck, then just leave your toes down. Otherwise, lift your feet. You're balancing on your rear. You can pulse. You could do your legs up and down. There's a lot of ways to do Navasana. This is easy pose. So any way that you ever can sit down, if there's a sitting down thing and you can only do this with your legs, that's fine. You'll find that you'll get better and better and better as time goes on, and you can pull your legs up into easy pose. Another pose is this one that I can't do. See, it started hurting, so I quit. But I'm gonna keep trying until I get it. Anyway, from here we can do fish or stripper pose. Just gonna sit down, your knees are pointed, shoulders back, chest out. Come down to your elbows, palms down. Then just lean your head back. It's a good stretching pose. You have to be very careful with your neck in this pose. And just breathe. And then come back up. So that was fish. So now we're going to get on our stomach and do lotus. Some people have a lot of back issues and can't really do lotus, so they can do cobra. And in cobra, your arms are just down at 90-degree angles, and you're just resting here on your back. This is baby cobra. And if you want to, in cobra, you can just slightly go up and down with your back and increase the strength in your back muscles. If you have a really good back, you can do locust. Put your hands at your side, palms up, shoulders back, head lifted, and legs lifted. That is locust. And then usually after locust comes some sort of back bend. One back bend that really helped me increase the flexibility in my back was camel. In camel, you want to tighten that core, tighten that rear, legs and feet on the floor. I'm starting to get a cramp in my foot. Anyway, you can put your hands on your hips and just pull your shoulders back, look up. If you can practice putting your hands on your heels. And that's camel. Another good exercise to release your back muscles is called Supta Baddha Konasana. I think that the English word for that is butterfly, but I could be wrong. But I'll just call it butterfly because it kind of looks like a butterfly. But you're going to lay down, your knees are up, and then you're going to pull your knees apart and bring the soles of your feet together and just relax. You make a diamond out of your fingers and lay your diamond right over your belly button. If you lay your diamond below your belly button, your shoulders are going to come up. And if you lay it above your belly button, your shoulders are going to go into your ears. And I find that just circling your belly button is just the correct position for your shoulders. It's a very, very, very relaxing pose. I don't want to get up from this. I just want to stay here all day. Let's see, what's another good one? Oh, tabletop. In tabletop, reverse tabletop, your hands are down, your feet are in front, and you're just gonna lift up like your tummy is a table. There's a lot of yoga poses that start, begin, and end in tabletop. Or when they say your knees are at tabletop, that means you just do your knees like this, or one knee at tabletop. So you're gonna know what they're talking about. Some part of your body is gonna be up like a table. Bridge is another back exercise. Good for you all over, really. Good for your legs too. In bridge, you're gonna lay down with your hands down, shoulders down, core pulled in, chest open, and you're simply going to raise your rear. That is bridge. And something that feels really good once you're in bridge is to get on your tiptoes and then press each vertebrae in as you come down. You can really feel those vertebrae going in. That's very good. If you can't get up in bridge, as long as it doesn't hurt, just flex your thighs and just pull up a half an inch. If that's all you can do, that's good. In yoga, you just do what you can do. You'll be surprised at how fast you're going to be able to do everything. I mean, it really is very, very quick. I also like to throw in a lot of Pilates, like the circles that they make. I think that's why this is called un-yoga, because there's a lot of stuff in it that's not yoga. I mean, I'm no expert master. I've just been doing yoga for so many years, and I got my certification less than 2 years ago, so I'm certainly not an expert at yoga, let me tell you. But I love yoga. I love it. I love the way it makes me feel. And let me show you how to do thread the needle. I hope you can see it. This is what I do that most people find difficult. So I really want you to pay attention to this so that when you're in the yoga routines and you hear this, it'll come easily to you and you won't be so confused. But in thread the needle, you're going to lift that right leg up, say, and then lift your head and pull that leg into your face as far as you can. If you can only get that far, if you can only grab your thigh, that's fine. Do what you can do. You do yoga from where you're at, not where the instructor's at. And then you're just going to breathe into that knee or towards that knee. And then lower your head, but keep that leg there. Now the part that's confusing to people is you're going to bring that bottom leg up to tabletop. And then you're going to take that top ankle and lay it against that knee. See? Now there's an open space here. This is the eye of the needle. You're going to take that right hand and put it through the eye of the needle. That left hand's going to either wrap around that thigh or that left leg. And now you're going to get a really good stretch in that right thigh and that right hip by pulling that leg towards you. Oh, it feels so good. And then we'll release. Let me hurry up and do my other leg so I'll be even. And then bring that bottom leg up to tabletop. Lay that left ankle on that right knee. Thread that needle and pull. My very, very favorite pose, those of you who've been in my studio know, pigeon. I love pigeon. Women keep their emotions in their hips, their thighs, and this pose releases it all. You're going to bend that right knee, take that left hip behind you. If you can't get up straight, if you find yourself leaning over to the right, then you just get a block and put it under that right hip, because you want to be straight. You want both your shoulders to be even. You want your fingertips into the floor. So if you want to put a block under there, that's fine. And then you're going to open your chest, gaze upwards, open your heart. I just feel very vulnerable in this pose, like God can look right into me and see everything. So when I'm coming down in pigeon, all my negativity is released and I'm only filled with positivity. And then I have to do the other side. Usually stay in pigeon at least 7 to 10 breaths just long enough to let everything release, because everything bad in you is going to go away. Okay, now you just come down like this, fingertips smashed, pigeon, 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 my favorite parrot. And then stay down there for 7 to 10 breaths. And then if you want to get extra stretch, just pull that foot up behind you. About to get that extra stretch in there. Double pigeon is just, some people find it difficult. You just put one leg on top, or you can even put one knee on top of the other. Just get as close as you can to that, and then just come down a little bit. You are not trying to put your head on the floor. Just trying to release those hip muscles, those spinal muscles. And then you're going to switch and do the other side. And then, let's see. I think we have covered most of the basics, except the very most important one, which is Shavasana, or corpse pose. In corpse pose, you're just going to come lay down, hands, palms turned up, eyes closed. Breathe naturally, let your feet fall open naturally, let your shoulders melt. It's the most comfortable pose. And then normally after you do Shavasana, you'll sit up with your legs crossed, your hands at heart center, and look what all y'all have learned today. That's a lot of poses in a very short time. And I appreciate you all watching, and can't wait to start getting these videos out there for you so that you can do yoga on your own time, at your own pace. Thank you so much for watching. Namaste.